Tomorrow night, though, wild, your temperature for the high could be as high um, as the low teens degrees Celsius, which means that you're not going to see much temperature changes whatsoever. Yep, not really a high chance of flurries though. Yeah, but I haven't really got to Wednesday and Thursday yet, wild. But this is for tomorrow night. Plenty of heat and above average temperatures throughout the south, the east coast, though, and parts of the Great Plains, the west. But below average temperatures, freezing, chilly temperatures throughout the upper Mississippi Valley and the Rockies as well. Wednesday morning, while your area could experience temperatures that are in the mid-single digits for you. Throughout the U.S., plenty of mild and above average temperatures for the low throughout the Gulf Coast, the southeast, and pretty much the immediate coastal areas of the East Coast, Arizona, and much of the West Coast. But plenty of below average and freezing temperatures throughout the Great Basin, the Rockies, the Great Plains, the Mississippi Valley, and the Great Lakes region in the interior parts of the Northeast. Wednesday night, while your highs will be in the mid to upper single digits in degrees Celsius. Not much movement though. Temperatures throughout the country, throughout the U.S., you have above average to warm temperatures throughout the southern half of the Great Plains, much of the south, the mid-Atlantic, and mild temperatures throughout the coastal parts of New England, all the way to the mid-Atlantic. Plenty of heat in the desert southwest, and a lot throughout much of the interior parts of the west, though just a few areas with chilly temperatures. Below average and chilly and freezing temperatures will be located throughout the upper Mississippi Valley, parts of the Ohio Valley, the interior parts of the Northeast, and pretty much the entirety of the Great Lakes region. For Thursday morning, wild, for you, you're going to get lower single digits. It's near freezing for you for Thursday morning. And what about those in the U.S.? Plenty of mild temperatures throughout the Gulf, plus Texas, lower Mississippi Valley, Florida, and a little bit in the southern parts of Arizona and New Mexico. And just a tiny bit of mild temperatures throughout parts of the West Coast, though. A lot of freezing and below average temperatures will affect places like the Great Basin, the Rocky Mountains, the Great Plains, the Mississippi Valley, mostly on the central and upper Mississippi Valley, and as well as Great Lakes region and much of the East Coast. Finally, Thursday night, though, while your highs will be in the mid to upper single digits in degrees Celsius. Well, there is very little to no chance of flurries, though, but don't rule that out, wild. Don't rule that out. In the U.S., though, you do have plenty of warmth throughout the south, mild temperatures throughout the immediate coastal side of the East Coast, plenty of warm temperatures throughout parts of the desert southwest, the West Coast getting some mild temperatures, plus much of the Great Basin, and western part of the Dakotas and the central and southern plains. Plenty of chilly to below average temperatures throughout the upper Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes, and the interior parts of the Northeast, and the Colorado Rockies, and the Northern Rockies, too. Now let's see what we got for humidity. Well, your humidity levels, oh boy, yeah, you're going to get a lot of humidity for temperatures that are in the, like right around the 10 degree mark in degrees Celsius, so that means you might end up getting a bit chance of overcast skies. Plenty of humidity throughout places like the Gulf Coast. Juicy conditions throughout the Gulf Coast. Somewhat good amount of humidity throughout the Ohio Valley, the Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes, and parts of New England like Maine, and parts of the West Coast, and just a tiny bit near Phoenix. Now, what about for tomorrow night? While your dew point values to be in the mid to upper single digits in degrees Celsius, which means that you're gonna basically get just overcast skies for the most part, but maybe a chance of fog. But we'll check that out. There's a lot of humidity throughout the Gulf Coast, but a good amount of humidity throughout much of the Great Lakes region, the rest of the East Coast, and as well as the West Coast too. And a little bit in Arizona, though. I think I can hear sirens. Can you hold on just a minute? Alright, I'm back. Now, for Wednesday morning, while your dew point values be near freezing, which is like low single digits in degrees Celsius, which means that a little bit of fair chance of dry air. But then again, I would just suggest that it's overcast conditions throughout the Gulf Coast and the immediate coastal parts of the East Coast. Plenty of humidity, and as well as much of the West Coast and parts of the desert Southwest, and as well as the Great Lakes region too. Oh my God, can you hold on a minute again? I think I can hear background music in the background. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. See, for Wednesday night, for you, while your dew point value is like right around the freezing mark. For the U.S., though, plenty of humidity throughout Texas, Florida, and coastal parts of New England, and as well as the West Coast, and a little bit throughout parts of the Great Lakes region. Pockets of humidity will be all over the southwestern part of the country, though. For Thursday morning, while your dew point values will be just a little below freezing throughout the U.S., plenty of humidity in Texas and Florida, and a little bit in Maine, and on the southern parts of the Great Lakes region, much of the West Coast and parts of the desert Southwest too. Pockets of humidity will be all over the Great Basin. And finally, by Thursday night, though, your humidity levels, while your dew point values be in I would say like low to mid negative single digits, which means that you might get a little bit of dry air to deal with. Throughout the U.S., a lot of humidity will be in Texas and the southern plains, Florida, a tiny bit of humidity throughout parts of the Northeast, as well as the West Coast, and pockets of humidity will be all over the Great Basin. Now let's go to convection. There's a lot of convection in places like Florida, Texas, and Louisiana. A tiny bit of convection throughout the Great Lakes region and the northern plains. Tomorrow night, a lot of convection in Florida, the Western Gulf, and a good amount of Cape throughout the Ohio Valley and much of the Great Lakes region, and a tiny bit in the Sierra Nevadas, though. Now, what about for Wednesday morning? A lot of Cape in South Florida and South Texas. Parts of the Northeast might get a little bit of convection and a tiny bit in the Great Lakes region. While your convection level is just right around, right around marginal, meaning that maybe a chance of convection, but there's barely. Wednesday night, though, where's the convections in South Florida, South Texas, and a good amount of convection throughout parts of the desert Southwest on the northern side, Nevada, and the Sierra Nevadas, and a little bit in the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side, and parts of the Northeast, and much of the Great Lakes region, upper Mississippi Valley. Thursday morning, though, a good amount of convection in South Florida, parts of Texas, a little bit of convection in Maine, the Great Lakes region, the Great Basin, and the coastal part of the Pacific Northwest. And finally, where's the convection? A lot of convection in Texas on the southern plains. A tiny bit of convection in much of the Northeast, much of the Great Lakes region, upper Mississippi Valley. A good amount of convection throughout the Great Basin and the Colorado Rockies, and a tiny bit in the northwestern part of the country. Now let's head over to windy.com, where we're going to be dealing with precipitation throughout the next few days. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is what I meant to do. Starting off with tomorrow morning, where there's going to be plenty of rains throughout New England, the Great Lakes region. That includes Wild and the northern tier of the country, mostly in the northern plains, and parts of Florida and southern in the lower Mississippi Valley. Now we advance forward for the next 12 hours, where there's still going to be a lots of wet weather to deal with. Throughout the day, as though there's still more precipitation, more rain throughout the Great Lakes region, upper Mississippi Valley, South Florida, and the Western Gulf, and just tiny bits of showers be isolated throughout the Northeast. Then we move on to another 12 hours going into Wednesday morning, where all of that activity will move into the Northeast, where there's going to be more showers, and still plenty of more rain and showers throughout the Great Lakes and upper Mississippi Valley, and parts of the Gulf get some showers and maybe a few storms there. But then as we move to Wednesday night, though, we do have plenty of showers throughout, and snow showers up in the mountains in the Sierra Nevadas, Great Basin, Valley rains, mountain snow, and some showers in parts of the desert Southwest, parts of Florida, southern Texas, and still plenty of rain to deal with throughout much of the Great Lakes region, upper Mississippi Valley, and the northern parts of New England. But then we move into Thursday morning, just barely any chance of flurries for Wild, but it doesn't mean that there isn't going to be any, but just a fair chance of some flurries. Rain mixed in with snow, though, for Thursday morning. But in South Florida, tiny bits of showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, and some showers, valley rains, mountain snow in the Great Basin, and a few parts in the desert Southwest will get some showers, and as well as Texas and Oklahoma. And there's going to be the rest of the Great Lakes region and the interior parts of the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic and parts of the Ohio Valley. They'll get some showers there. And then finally, moving into Thursday night, the system that's in the west, it's going to be staying put for a little while, as well as those in the Northeast and the Great Lakes region, where there's going to be a lot of valley rains, mountain snow, and some places maybe rain with snow. And Utah is